the place.
Ah. I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition. Yes, this was a fine idea. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was.
There's a ton of mechanical monsters here. They made this place their lair.
Looks like there's no way to sneak by. Let's take care of them quickly.
Illusion shattered!
One with the forest!
What is this?
Leyline energy is spilling out from here. This device, it's extracting energy from the ley lines without end. Who in the world would do this without considering the consequences? The ley lines won't be able to repair themselves if their flow is perpetually disrupted like this.
It's terrible! We have to stop it! Oh, let Paimon see. Paimon doesn't see controls anywhere!
Standing here is equivalent to being directly showered in leyline energy, which may cause irreversible damage to your body. Take Paimon and get out of here. I'll see if I can find a way to turn this thing off.
But you're also vulnerable to the ley lines, right? We're staying. We can't leave you here by yourself.
Then let's look for it together. If there is no control unit here, then there must be a trapdoor somewhere.
only show up if you step on it?
Be careful and watch your step.
Look! Someone's here! Are you the one that's taking the ley line's energy? Turn off that machine now! Why aren't you saying anything? Do it!
His body is cold. It's emaciated, and his eyes are sunken, likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. He collapsed and never got back up. What exactly happened here? Almost forgot about you. Here, this is the last one.
What is it doing?
I'm not sure. Judging by this room's layout, this place was a laboratory. The file room will definitely give us some clues, so let's go take a look. Maybe we can piece together what happened here.
Wow! It's huge in here!
This place is a natural hiding spot with how hidden it is. The pipes continue further. Let's head in.
Did you two find anything?
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would take way too long to read through them all. I found a tape recording used for an experiment, and based on its serial number, it's from 2 years ago.
Tape recording?
Yes, the Spontama created a device that visually records experiments and consolidates the final production into a tape. However, these devices are expensive to make and aren't entirely stable. That's why they are only used in some laboratories and do not see wider usage.
Come on, let's watch it.
Hold on, let me figure out how to play the tape. Goes in there. Ah, okay, this should do it.
Kakata? Kakata? Seriously, I look away for 1 second and you're gone? There you are. Look here. This is our new home. I, Abatui, will unleash my talents here and amaze those ancient fossils at the Academia. Oh, you're also quite happy. Kakata, do you know what we're about to do? Yes, I thought not. Listen up, Kakata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. The technology will be unlike anything else that exists. I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course through them like blood. A steel-cast heart that will beat forever, and a brain of myriad components that can think like mine. Inspiration from the ruins, and the research that the Academia had banned. I hope everything can start anew from this place. When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no longer be a boring machine, but a truly living being. It's fine. You will understand. One day, you will understand.
Karkata is the mechanical crab, right? And that researcher named Abatui said he wanted to prove something to the
I remember.
junior researcher.
Yeah? What's wrong?
Nothing. Paimon was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than you?
He is, but academic progression isn't tied to age. I finished my studies a while ago, so subsequent students generally considered me as their senior.
Oh.
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people always dragged me into pictures. I felt like some kind of animal on display. That isn't important. Let's go and see if we can... That's quite the time gap. I wonder what happened.
It's rare that you malfunction because of an operational error. Seems that making coffee is still somewhat difficult for you. Oh. All right, there you go. Water entered the Keela and caused it to short circuit. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more careful. I'm glad. Aren't the bunch at the act... Too bad it was just... Never mind. I should...
After Abatui left the acad, I thought he was so...
Paimon doesn't feel like he's a bad person.
Following the serial numbers, the writing is sloppy. There's also an...
Maybe...
Sorry, Karkata. In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's instinct. When you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival command. That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I've officially activated the third-generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on. Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have... I'm also getting tired, Karkata. I don't know what's... They say that even if it simulates the operation of a living creature's organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool. I want to prove them wrong. I want to turn you into a living, breathing, and talking being. I'm not talking about anything cheerful, Karkata. Modules for language, emotion, and movement. I've been working my absolute hardest to augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response. You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. Karkata. It is what it is. This is no... If I place enough... of course my heart decides to act up now. Why did I cut medication from up? Strange. Oh no. Shut it off. Right. In the end. I'm sorry, Karkata.
I see. So the ley line effluence was in after Abatui's unexpected death. The mechanical monsters were driven by their instincts and continuously drew out power from the ley line extractor.
Paimon understands. Then... why...
Because Karkata is different from the other machine. Structures similar, perhaps only by building such a machine, but if he had slowed down... Karkata can't speak.
What does that mean?
You'll see in a bit. First, let's...
Scatter! Yeah!
More of this transparent flooring. It feels like a maze. Keep up! Ha! Ha! Keep up! below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The land's here. Wanna try jumping down?
I'll uproot you!
The depths beckon. Cascade.
Inazuma shines eternal! Transcendal!
Spring forth!
Shine down!
Higher, higher, pants on fire!
Let's nip that in the bud!
There is no escape!
Be still.
This should be the control unit. Once we turn it off, the ley line extractor should... Without an external force damaging the ley lines, they should start to slowly repair themselves. Oh, but I bet you two are more...
So, Karkata has been collecting parts because it thinks doing so will fix its owner?
Karkata's. However, it probably remembers when Abatui replaced its parts when It's true that Karkata isn't able to think or understand many topics, but it is like a...
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical parts.
Yes, but no one knows how this thought came to be, but it has even suppressed the... If it really is as we've predicted, this research truly will make waves in the academia. It might have been possible to achieve this with ancient technology, but no...
Karkata? Karkata? Can you hear Paimon? Tainari says you're awesome!
It reached... It's a miracle that it... I'm going to confirm that the ley line extractor has shut down. Let them... be... The ley line extractor has ceased operations. Traces of ley line energy are still in the atmosphere, moving on, Those affected by the ley lines need, according to the research material.
What the heck?
You two should return first. Although we've stopped the source of. Listen, the Traveler hasn't. Also, it'll take some time. Tell the adventure. Oh, and don't talk about Abatui.
Alright. Then...
Why are you still? I'll take care.
Anyway, so the contaminated region turned out to be a ley line effluence deep in the forest.
I see. Once the excess ley line energy dissipates from the air, we should be able to make an... This is the stipulated
Is Karkata? It's already damaged, but... Oh! Then how about we find time? Paimon really wants to go right now, but alright then! How are you feeling? We should go...
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in. Ah. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was.
Keep your voice down. The lilac daphne, a daphne of the genus Thameliaceae, has a strong anticonvulsant effect. Can be made into an anesthetic powder. Extrapolating from these two datasets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species. Hey, make sure you're getting all this down.
Karkata?
Oh, I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but your shouting is making my ears ring.
You didn't...
Why would I do that?
But... Paimon...
So that's why what I meant was, according to the Academia's... Anyway, we then buried up a... I'm not with the Academia. So what do their policies have to do with me? On the other hand, I am the forest one. All life brought forth in this world has meaning. And Karkata is no exception.
Wait.
The possibility exists. Abatui only left behind maybe a From a more rigorous perspective, it is impossible to conclude that Karkata is a real life form. By the way, But as things stand now, what do you think? When people at the Academia, I have zero in. After coming back...
We'll need a strategy. Marching in the rain conceals the sound of our arrival, but is also a test of stamina.
Feeling lucky today.
Hold the line!
Come on, cowards! No more tricks up your sleeve!
Go! early here. So, just... Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, hey, went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
What the? Where did she go? How did we lose him?
More Aramite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the academia.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the academia? Wait.
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices a
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the academia after all. So considering that, it is indeed wise to keep your cards close to your chest. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Am I right? No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of...
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any concrete goals at the moment.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert.
It's always better to travel with someone you know.
Illusion shattered!
Let's move out.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really...
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Alhaitham, do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Alhaitham?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise...
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Alhaitham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me